Hello and welcome back to the another episode of Daily News Quiz Analysis for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 21st December today, and in this video we are going to solve different types of questions which are very much relevant for your preparation. You know, before we will start discussing these questions, I would like to give you the brief introduction about this initiative so that if you are new to this channel you will get more connected with it. Every day in this channel we try to discuss various types of questions, and if we will break those questions they will come in three parts. In the first part of our discussion, what we do, we take up the most important articles from the current affairs. What we do, we take up these articles, we break them down into the simplest language possible, and we derive the possible prelims based questions from those particular articles, so that by this discussion we give the idea what part of the newspaper is important for you, what you should read in the newspaper, and how can a question be asked from that particular article. So this is the first set of questions which we discuss here. After discussing the questions related to current affairs, we move to the another part of our discussion where we discuss questions directly from the static topics. What we do every day here, we try to discuss a static topic here, and right now we had started from Indian polity, and in Indian polity we are discussing DPSPs right now, and we will derive a question from a simple article from DPSPs and give the idea. Even though the topic may seem discrete, may seem very small, but still UPSC can ask a question from that particular article, and UPSC can ask a question in different ways. They tend to confuse the aspirants. So we try to give this practice here. We try to clear all the boundaries. We try to cover all the boundaries which are important for us to clear the exam. So this is the another part of questions, another part of our discussion where we discuss questions related to static topic. So after discussing the questions with respect to the current affairs and the static topic, we move towards the last part of our discussion where we discuss few previous year questions. What we do, we take up every day a previous year question which was asked in our previous exams. We discuss that question. We try to find out what is the vocabulary used by the UPSC, what is the way used by the UPSC, and how UPSC can try to confuse us, and also we try to get the information from that particular question and how we can implement that information in the upcoming exam, and what can be the ways and methods, what can be the tricks if you don't know the information, how we can still solve that question without knowing the knowledge, how we can make a wise guess in solving that particular question. So this is what we discussed in the previous year question part, which means the last part of our discussion. So this is in nutshell about our video what we are going to discuss. Now, before we start solving these questions one by one, I would like to request you guys a few things which I believe if you will follow, it will help you in many ways. First of all, I would like all of you to please note down these questions. If you are watching these videos, please do note down these questions. Do develop your own question bank before your exams. When your exams would be there, I mean when it is the month of May, when only few days are left and the anxiety level goes up, heartbeat goes up, you want to revise everything but the time does not permit you. So what you will do, you get confused, you get anxious, you want to do many things but you are not able to do at that time. But if you have these questions with you, if you have developed this question bank, you have these questions with you, what you will do, you will just go through these questions. These questions would definitely connect you with the current affairs of the year. They will connect you with the static part, they will connect you with the analysis of previous year questions, and in different way, indirectly, it will boost your confidence before entering the exam hall. And also, who knows, as our sources are same, what as our sources are same, used as the sources which we use are also used by the UPSC to frame your questions. Who knows, many questions can coincide. So there are many chances that these videos are going to help you in tremendous way. So being on the safer side, I would like to request you guys, please do note down these questions, make the note of these questions, develop your own question bank before the exam hall. Once you will revise them, they will help you in many ways. So this is all what I want to request you guys. And one more thing I would like to request you guys, please do subscribe the channel, share it with your friends so that they may also initiative, so they may also get benefited from this initiative. And also, do write in the comments what else should we bring for you guys. So by this, let's start the discussion by solving the question number 1 here. Here the question is about let's see what does the question say. Question says, consider the following statements regarding countries bordering Kuwait. You know, you may ask me a question, sir, why we had brought a country from Middle East from nowhere here and formed a question on its borders. What was the reason for that? Sir, dear students, be very clear here, because our Prime Minister, he is visiting Kuwait, and Kuwait becomes very much important for us for our prelims. It becomes important for our mains, and even it can be a question related to Kuwait can be asked in the interview too. So let's get to the context of this question. One more thing I want to add here, that this initiative, it is not just a question answer session, it is also a news analysis. If you can see the name of my initiative, daily news quiz analysis, when we solve these current affairs based questions, I have to give you the context why we had brought these questions, and while giving you the context, I have to give you the news analysis. So it helps, this video helps you in two ways. First of all, it gives you the daily questions related to all that stuff we discussed earlier, and also it gives you the news analysis. If you had not read the newspaper, then you don't need to worry that much. We try to bring the most important articles in here which are relevant for your preparation. So in this way, it helps you in two ways. Now coming back to our topic today, as our Prime Minister is going to visit the Kuwait. It is going to be very much important visit of our Prime Minister, because it was last time, it was 1981 when Indira Gandhi being the Prime Minister of India, she visited Kuwait in 1981. Since 1981 till now, there was no official visit from our Prime Minister to the Kuwait. So from 1981 till now, there was no visit from the Prime Minister to the Kuwait or even higher officials. And the reason for that is Kuwait, if we will look other countries in the Middle East, for example, Iraq, Iran, we will see Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, or Qatar, they are much more important in geographical wise, relation wise to us than Kuwait. But still, about Kuwait, we need to know two things. It is the part of GCC, Gulf Council. It is part of GCC, and second, it is the main. It was the main country who, it was the, we can say, it was the main country who, it was actually the founding member of the OPEC. Which about OPEC, you might be knowing that they decide the oil pricing. So this is very much important. This is the void which was not filled by Indian diplomats yet since 1981, but we had seen India visiting different Middle Eastern countries, and right now India has filled this void too. And by this by this travel of PM Modi to by this visit of PM Modi to Kuwait, it can bring the relation between the two countries to the next level. If right now we will see what is the trade relation between the Kuwait and India, we can definitely find out that Kuwait is the sixth largest crude oil supplier to India, crude oil exporter to India. It is the sixth largest crude oil exporter to India, and it fills 3% of our oil needs. So it is important. Kuwait is very much important for us. It is very important for us, but we were not filling this gap. Now PM Modi's visit is going to play a tremendous role in it. So what are the developments what we can achieve from this? With respect to, if we will see the population of Kuwait, it is estimated that it is 4.9 million only. So 4.9 million only, and out of this 4.9 million, 1 million is Indian diaspora. So we get a lot of remittances from that particular country, and that's why it is important for us to develop better relations with them, to have a great relation with them. So with respect to this, what we can achieve from this visit, right now there is no defense cooperation between India and Kuwait. And one thing about Kuwait's defense, it is highly under US control. Kuwait's defense is highly under US's control, USA's control. USA has money. They had many camps in Kuwait. Their defense is much under USA's control. And by developing this relation between India and Kuwait, we can extract much technology of USA to the India. We can get much technology from USA to India. So this is one way we can get benefited from this relationship. Second, India would try to ask US, try to ask Kuwait to join the ISA International Solar Alliance. Also, India is developing oil reserves. You might be knowing about the oil reserves, that if, for example, if country falls short of oil, a country should not be affected till 90 days if there is no oil supply. So this visit of India's to the Kuwait, the Kuwait can supply them much oil with respect to the oil reserves in India. And also about Kuwait, we should know that one interesting thing about Kuwait, which I believe you should know, that the Kuwait, it got its independence in 1961. It got its independence in 1961 from Great Britain. So when it got its independence till 1966, the Indian rupees was a kind of a legal tender there. So we used to get the same value of Indian rupees there also. So we had that relationship with the Kuwait. So here, what we can get. And also about Kuwait's education system, we had seen approximately, it is estimated that more than 20 schools in Kuwait, they use CBSE syllabus. So the same syllabus which we use here in our school. So we are much connected. We are very well connected in this regard. And also with by the help of this visit to the Kuwait, we can set up our IITs and IIMs there. We can open these IITs and IIMs there. And also Kuwait is very much interested in the space industry. We can help them in this space, in achieving that feat, also in developing their satellites for their defense system. So in this way, this visit is going to be a crucial for India's foreign relations, for India's relations with the Gulf countries. So this is what we need to know about this article. This much is way more than enough what we need to know about it. So by this, let us try to solve this question and get more idea about it. UPSC has this trend. The country in the news, they will often ask what are the countries bordering them. So we need to know about that. Here the question says, which of the following statements regarding the countries bordering Kuwait are true? First statement, Kuwait shares land borders with only two countries. 100% correct. It shares land borders with only two countries. Second, Iran is one of the countries that share a direct land border with Kuwait. Totally incorrect. It is not Iran. It is Iraq. It is Iraq, not Iran. About Iran, it shares maritime boundary with Kuwait. Maritime boundary, not land boundary with Kuwait. Land border with Kuwait. So statement 2 is incorrect with respect to this question. Coming to statement 3, it says Saudi Arabia's border Kuwait to the south. 100% correct. And Iraq, it borders Kuwait to the north. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 3. And from the code given below, the correct code would be option B. So with this, I hope you had understood the question. Also, you had understood the context of this question. I hope I was able to explain everything which is important here in a better way. I had not confused you. Now with this, let us shift to the another question and try to solve that. Here the question is about the Haftu missiles. Let's see what does the question say. With reference to the ballistic missile programs, consider the following statements. Why we had brought this question? Because there is an interesting development between USA and Pakistan. Pakistan has developed a ballistic missile program, which according to US, that is an emergency threat to US, because the range of that ballistic missile is going to reach the US White House. So with respect to that, US there was an article how US has criticized Pakistan, as Pakistan being the volatile state, it can be danger to the Asia as well as the US. So with respect to this statement from the US, it has in effect supported the India's stand since since its independence. India has been always saying that the Pakistan is very much volatile and it can be the dangerous to India and the Asia. But to this blame, the USA never accepted. But when it came to the USA, now they started to say the same. So with respect to this, we need a UPSC can ask you a question about this series, the Hafta series. They may ask you a question, which country has developed it. So we need to know which country has developed it, what is its range, and others are something which is not that important for our exams, but still we need to know about it. So here the question says, with reference to the ballistic missile program, consider the following statements. Statement 1, the Hafta series of ballistic missiles is primarily developed by Iran. No, it is developed by Pakistan. So they had, in this series they had developed a missile, ballistic missile, which can reach up to USA's White House, and that's why USA feels threatened with respect to that. And they say that Pakistan is very much volatile and can be dangerous for the Asian countries and also for them. So now they are accepting the stance of India, what India has been developing since its independence. Second statement with respect to this question, the Haftar program focuses on developing short-range ballistic missiles. Earlier, the major aim was to develop short-range ballistic missiles which could aim, which those missiles which could aim Indian cities. But now, as the news are arising that they are developing to reach intercontinental, so with respect to this question, the statement is correct, but now they are increasing its range too. Coming to this third statement, Pakistan has conducted tests of in 100% correct with this statement also. This statement is also correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 2 and 3 only. So by solving this question, what did you understood? You understood that this Hafta series, which is in the news, on which the USA said that Pakistan is a rogue state. It is very much dangerous for the Asia and them also. So it becomes important. UPSC may ask you a question. This series is belongs to which country? Is it Iran? Is it Pakistan? Is it Iraq or some any other nation? They will give in the options. So you need to know about it, and you need to know about the program, what it majorly focuses on. It majorly focuses on short range ballistic missiles. So this much is important for us. About this Hafta 4 and Hafta 3, it is not that much important. Even we need to know about it. Maybe a question like this can be asked to you in the UPSC exam. What are the equals of Indian ballistic missiles which Pakistan have? They may give the contrast them, how you will, how you can say that we are much superior with respect to them. Such questions can be asked in the UPSC interviews. So with this, let's move to the another question and try to do that. Here the question is about which of the following countries currently possess the independent capability to launch humans into orbit. So very simple and straightforward question. Why we are discussing this question? Because the Gaganyaan is about to test capabilities ahead of manned flight. As we believe that Gaganyaan, it has developed human related launch vehicle Mag 3. About human related launch vehicle Mag 3, it is the improvement of GSLV. This here I would write human related launch vehicle Mag 3. About this, we need to know it is the improvement of GSLV Mag 3. GSLV Mag. It is the improvement of GSLV Mag 3. What it has been improved with, it has been added the crew module and the service module. So with respect to this, as India is about to have its own human had its own mission, this human related mission, where they can go, they can have this independent capability to launch humans into orbit. So with respect to this, before going for that, as India is about to have its own manned flight, before that they are going to test it in different ways. Before that manned flight, there are going to be two unmanned flights where a robot would be used who will act as a humanoid robot would be used, and he will function, and that particular robot will function as a human. So this is in the news which we need to know. Now coming to the question right now, which countries have this capability to launch humans into orbit? It is United States, 100% correct. United States have this capability, Russia has this capability, and China too has this capability. But right now India is developing it. So only these three countries have this capability. So with respect to this question, the correct statement is option B. It is 1, 2, and 3 only. Now coming to the robot, which robot they are going to use there, that we will see in the next slide. Here the question says, Vyomitra recently in the news is, what is this Geomitra? It is a humanoid robot developed by ISRO for space mission. It is a female, actually, it would be more correct. It is a female humanoid robot developed by ISRO for space missions. This would be used in these unmanned crew missions, two unmanned crew missions before we will go for the manned flight. So with this, let's move to the another question and try to solve that. Here the question is about the Bordibam Bilmukh bird sanctuary. Let's see what does the question say with reference to this bird sanctuary. Consider the following statement. Why we had brought a question with respect to that. There were three independent researchers from different colleges. What they did, they went to this sanctuary and they studied it. They did the research there, and they had found that approximately 72% approximately 72% decline in bird species in this particular 72% decline in bird species in this particular region. And the reason for that is and the reason which they had cited for this decline of bird species in this particular region is overfishing. By overfishing, reason is given by those researchers. If we add them, overfishing overfishing is one of the reason. By overfishing, what happens, there is no food available for the birds to eat. Birds usually come for that. And also there is too much harvesting of aquatic plants. Birds like to eat the aquatic plants too, but too much harvesting of aquatic plants, that also leads to this problem that birds had stopped to visit this particular area. And also poaching and collecting bird eggs. Poaching of the birds is one of the major issue, and collecting their bird eggs, the eggs which they lay there, they are collected by the people, and either they are eaten by them or sold in the market. So these are the major issues because of which this the population in this particular the population of bird species in this particular region has declined. So with respect to this, we need to know some basic information. Here, by the help of this question, we will come to know that. Here the question says, with reference to the Bordeaux Bodiobum Bilmukh sanctuary, consider the following statement. Statement 1: it is located in the state of Assam, 100% correct. Second, it is recognized as an important bird area by BirdLife International, 100% correct. Nothing wrong with this statement. The sanctuary is primarily a mountainous ecosystem. No, it is a wetland ecosystem. So this statement is also incorrect. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 2 only. With this, let's move to the other question, last question from the current affairs part. Here the question is about the India Asia Express and India Europe Express, as they were in the news. It is the it is the new undersea cables which are going to boost India's digital connectivity. And this initiative is going to be the initiative of Geo Reliance. They are going to have these undersea cables. And with respect to this, they may confuse you what it is about. It is about the cable system, internet system, which you need to know. These are undersea cables to boost India's digital connectivity. About India Asia Express, what are the countries which would be connected in India Europe Express? It is the countries which would be France, Greece, then Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Djibouti. These are the countries which would come under India Asia Express, and the countries which would come under India Europe Express. The countries would be, especially Indian states, would be Chennai and Mumbai, and the countries like Singapore, Thailand, and Malaysia. These are the countries which come under India Europe India Asia Express, and these countries come under India Europe. Sorry, these are the countries which come under India Asia Express, and these are the countries which come under India Europe Express. So what? Let's go to the question now. Let's see what does the question say. That these India Asia Express and India Europe Express initiatives primarily aim to establish new submarine cable system to improve data transfer speeds and capacity. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statement would be statement 1. Now with this, we had completed the question with respect to the current affairs. I hope I was able to explain everything properly. I hope I did not confuse you. And if any confusion has been left there, please do write in the comments. I would like to make that thing very much clear to you guys. Now with this, let us shift our approach to the next part of our discussion, where we will solve some static basic topics here, static basic questions. Here the first static basic question is from Article 48 of the Indian Constitution. As right now we are discussing the DPSPs, we know they come under the part 4 of the Indian Constitution and they are not enforceable. With respect to Article 48 of the Indian Constitution, let's understand this article by the help of these questions. First is statement, organization of village panchayats. No, it is not the part of Article 48. Second, protection and improvement of environment and safeguarding of forests and wildlife. No, it is neither the part of this article. Third, primary aim of this is organization of agriculture and animal husbandry. 100% correct. This is the primary aim of Article 48. The primary focus on organization of agriculture and animal husbandry. So with respect to Article 48, we need to understand that under this article, it is the what comes organization of agriculture and animal husbandry. So by the another question from this article, we will get to know another part of this article. Article 48 of the Indian Constitution specifically prohibits what? What does it prohibit? The slaughter of all animals, no, very extreme statement. Export of all animal products, very extreme statement. Cruelty to all animals, extreme statement. So here we had seen all, as these are extreme statements, and often in UPSC such statements are incorrect. Then coming, we are left with option B. It says the slaughter of cows, calves, and other milch and draught cattle. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the slaughter of what are the prohibits given under Article 48? It is the slaughter of cows, calves, and other milch and draught and cattle. So what does the Article 48 say? What do we get from these two important questions? We get it, first of all, it says about the organization of agriculture and animal husbandry, and it prohibits the slaughter. It states that states should prohibit the slaughter of cows, calves, and other milch and draught cattle. So by the help of this directive principle, we had come up with the laws that slaughter of cow is prohibited in our country. So this is the main reason behind that. This is the main inspiration behind that. So with this, I hope you had understood this article itself. You had understood these questions also. Now with this, let us shift to the last part of our discussion, where we will solve the previous year question. Here today's previous year question is about the Swadeshi movement. Let us see what does it say. It contributed to the let's see what does the question say. With the reference to the Swadeshi movement, consider the following statements. First statement, it contributed to the revival of the indigenous artisan crafts and industries. 100% correct. Nothing wrong with this statement. Second, it's the National Council of Education was established as a part of Swadeshi movement. 100% correct. In 1906 it was established. So it was the part of the Swadeshi movement. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement both 1 and 2. So with this, the correct statement to this question is option C. With this, we complete today's discussion. I hope you would like the video. I hope you had understood everything what we had discussed in here. I hope there is no confusion left. If there is any, please do write in the comments. And I hope best of luck for you guys. Whatever you are preparing for, I hope you succeed in your whatever you are dreaming for. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.